talking 20 plus. I'm talking 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 during that age.
So he's always been a guy who's been myopically, and I think as a family. First of all, great sense of humor, right? We like to laugh. We like to poke fun. I mean, a lot of, kind of shit talk, for lack of a better term, right? Against all of us. And
New Yorkers. You guys are New Yorkers.
Yeah, 100%. You get it, right? But I mean, we're a very, very close family, but we're also a very alpha family, right? Very kind of competitive family. We have a lot of fun, and we're all probably loud in our own ways. Everybody wants the stage. Everybody wants the microphone. So you get a lot of that at our table. It's probably no different than your tables, right? But, I think the conversation always kind of revolved. He was very myopically focused on whatever he was doing at the time, right? In the casino years, in the early years, I mean, he was myopically focused on casinos, right? And everything would be about the casino business and building the casinos. And is Michael Jackson going to show up today? Is Hulk Hogan going to show up today? What event you have, and when that moved later on to the hotels, the golf courses, that became kind of the focus. When we got into The Apprentice, The Apprentice became and it was a certain way of actually, I think maybe, psychologically honing yourself, where you just dig so deep into whatever you want to focus on that it ultimately becomes a success because you're just so impassioned about it. But I think that conversation over the course of time, moved from kind of, from focus to focus. Certainly when we got into politics, real estate became a much smaller conversation at the dinner table. And guess what? It's much more of a political conversation. Can you believe this? Can you believe this nonsense, right? And so it's always how he actually, I think, honed himself and got many of kind of the talking points and kind of grounded his convictions in whatever he was doing in the moment.
What qualities did he dislike the most? Like, if I'm talking about victimhood, blame, what was it when he's looking at somebody doesn't make it, somebody feels an enemy he goes up against, an opponent, somebody he watches in sports? Were there any qualities where, like, if you want to fail in life, here's the three things?
Yeah, laziness. He had no tolerance for lazy, right? And he could always respect somebody who was a hard fighter on the other side of the table, but as somebody who fought, he always liked the fighter. He never liked the lazy person. He wanted the person to be motivated. I mean, he'll call me in the morning, and I'm an early guy, and I'm kind of a late guy, and honey, it'll be 5:30 in the morning. Honey, are you awake? Yeah, I'm speaking to you. I'm awake. And he'll call me that same night, 11:45. Honey, are you awake? Yeah, I'm awake. And he's called me a couple times, right? It's 10:30. You pass out on, oh, honey, did I catch you? You're sleeping. You're not allowed to be sleeping. I'm a guy that gets 4 hours of sleep at night, right? I'm a guy who travels on a plane 210 days a year, and you're literally busting my chops for. But no, he's remarkable. He likes hard workers, he likes people who have passion. And for anything, and I'm the same way. I like people who I don't care if you're into knitting. If you are truly passionate about something and you want to be a master of that craft, I just find those people kind of fascinating. He always did too. He's the guy who'd pull up, he'd see a stonemason on the side of the road. He'd be building an incredible wall. He'd pull up to him. That's the most incredible stone wall I've ever seen. Is that bluestone? Is that flagstone? Do you believe in dry packing? What kind of concrete do you use? I mean, he's the guy who would always get so myopic, and he would love to dig into the minds of people who are truly kind of, captains of industry. They might not be, captains of industry in the big sense, but people who truly knew their trade and knew that trade better than anybody and were perfectionists. And he always loved those people. It's kind of why I call him sometimes the blue collar billionaire, right? I mean, he always did really well with, go up to that electrician, hey, bud, are we on schedule? Tell me about this job. What's going right? This is the guy that's installing electrical outlet. This isn't the guy that's running the company.